I'm not going to discuss the criminal case. If you want to keep insulting me, this will be over. You can run back to the judge like a little bitch.
I'm doing what?
If you want to keep insulting me, I will just end this and you go running back to the judge.
Did you just call me a bitch?
You're acting like one. This proves nothing.
That's what you told Mueller, right? You have nothing.
I'm not going to be badgered by this asshole.
You're not badgered.
Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am.
You're looking at a pretty unusual video of Roger Stone. It's pretty amazing that just days before being sentenced to prison, Roger Stone would have spent hours and hours arguing with lawyers in a conference room in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. But this is a really rare opportunity to hear Roger Stone speak at length. He's someone who's been under a gag order for many, many months now, so hasn't been saying very much.
What's the word?
Can't comment on the courthouse steps.
And as you'll see from these clips, he became very agitated while being questioned.
What you're saying is you were a source to the media
I've never said
the prosecution.
False, categorically false. God, you are an asshole. You really are a jerk. Go ahead. Continue.
Next question. Let's go.
Off camera, several other people are involved in the conversation. The main person interrogating Stone is Larry Klayman. He's a conservative lawyer.
Who talked?
I don't recall.
You don't recall?
No, I don't.
You're lying, aren't you, Mr. Stone?
No, you're lying, aren't you,
You're a
Mr.
convicted
Klayman?
liar, aren't you?
Stop.
And you're about to be ousted from the bar.
Stop. Let's take a break. Good time for a break.
Have fun molesting your own children, Larry? I read the court decision.
You read that, huh?
Yeah, I did.
You didn't read anything else.
Fuck you.
You may sense here that Stone and Klayman go back a ways. Stone is obviously a Republican political consultant of some renown, also known as a provocateur, a troublemaker, sometimes called a dirty trickster. Larry Klayman's kind of been on the American legal scene for more than a quarter century. He came to prominence in the 1990s. And the two men worked together in 2003 and 2004 when Klayman was mounting a long shot bid for the U.S. Senate from Florida. But here you can really sense the bitterness between Klayman and Stone.
It's not a personal attack to say that my IQ is less than 70.
That was my opinion at the time.
A moron and a retard.
I didn't. Those words are not there.
Okay, moron's here though, isn't it?
Yes, it is indeed.
Okay.
That's a constitutionally protected opinion.
Another voice you hear from time to time is Robert Bushell. He's one of Stone's lawyers, a defense attorney for him in the trial that he had last year in Washington, but also representing him in these various civil suits.
Conspiracies happen, don't they, Mr. Stone?
They do, but in this case, it's a fantasy.
Can you
on
ask
your
a
part.
question that's
You're
relevant
delusional.
to your
You're
lawsuit?
deeply delusional.
Are you saying I'm mentally unstable?
That's not what I said. I said you're delusional.
Stop. Ask a question a lawyer would ask, please.
I am a lawyer.
You could fool me.
So you can see his hands shaking, his lips quivering. It's just a completely different image to the one we're used to seeing as he goes in and out of federal court for his various court hearings. He's usually known as a very dapper individual. He often has pocket squares. He's wearing very nice suits. The other day he had a black bowler hat that he put on, and as he smiled and came out of the building. It's an altogether different kind of scene in this deposition.
Produce it. You got nothing. You're not going to get anything by interviewing
Well, I
him
certainly
because
can't
it's
produce
not
it if
true.
you've withheld it, can I?
I haven't withheld it. You prove I withheld it, do that. But you don't have that either.
Oh, we'll look for it. Don't
You
worry.
can look for it all you fucking want. You'll find nothing.
Ask a question.
It reaches a point of absurdity.
On the issue of WikiLeaks, which was sort of a central issue at his trial, that while he was in regular touch with Donald Trump during the 2016 campaign and was in contact with him on various issues, he claims the two of them never discussed WikiLeaks. This was a central issue at the trial. Prosecutors suggested there were as many as 60 contacts between Stone and Trump or the Trump campaign during that time period.
Now, you've been an advisor to President Trump for many years, correct?
Sometimes, yes.
And you've given advice in politics.
I have.
And you urged him to run for the presidency.
Yes, I have.
And you had input with him up to the point that he announced his presidency in Trump Tower.
Yes, I did.
And you had input with him later, too, correct?
Some, yes.
In fact, you spoke with him later, even with regard to WikiLeaks, correct?
No, I've never spoken to him about WikiLeaks.
There were calls being placed during the period that you were under investigation by Congress to him, correct? That came up during your trial.
Yes, indeed, but none of them regard WikiLeaks. There was no evidence of that. presented at trial. It was an assertion by the government, but that does not make it true.
Stone seems like the kind of person that would love that kind of bare-knuckled combat, this sort of no-holds-barred use of the legal system to go after your political enemies.
Yes, please do. I'd like to speak to the judge myself about this.
Better do it quick.
Before you're disbarred.
Stop. Mr. Klayman.
No further
stop.
questions.
But here you have Klayman training that power, that same technique on Stone. You've got basically two political vipers in a box together who have a similar outlook on the world, just going at each other.
This deposition is concluded for now, subject to my going back and moving the court to produce all the documents that we requested.
Subject to your still being admitted to the bar. Please note that for the record.
We take a 5-minute break?
Sure.
All right, let's take a 5-minute break.
Break. Excuse me.